My tooth hurts.
This is Ben. If you're wondering how he ended up in this situation, I'll need to take you back a week.
I've got this heavy, dull pressure across my forehead. And it really hurts when I bend forward.
To understand why Ben's feeling like that, we need to zoom in a little. The paranasal sinuses are air-filled cavities surrounding the nasal cavity, which itself lies superior to the oral cavity. They include the frontal sinuses, superior to the nasal cavity, the maxillary sinuses, within the maxilla, inferior to the orbits and superior to the maxillary teeth, the ethmoid air cells, between the orbits, and the sphenoid sinuses, which lie deeper and more posteriorly. Within the nasal cavity are the nasal conchae, three thin, bony shells, inferior, middle, and superior, each overlying a corresponding meatus. Drainage is organized by these spaces. The inferior meatus drains the nasolacrimal duct. The superior meatus drains the posterior ethmoidal air cells. The middle meatus contains the osteomeatal complex, the OMC, which acts as a shared drainage corridor for the maxillary sinus ostium, the frontal sinus via the frontonasal duct, and the anterior ethmoid air cells. The sphenoid sinus drains separately into the sphenoethmoidal recess, located superior and posterior to the superior nasal concha. In sagittal view, the maxillary sinus lies superior to the maxillary posterior teeth. Its ostium is high on the medial wall, so the ciliated schneiderian mucosa drives the mucociliary transport against gravity towards that outlet. The paranasal sinuses and nasal cavity share a continuous respiratory mucosa of pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, allowing mucus and pathogens to freely move and spread infection.
Certain infections can cause inflammatory reactions in the nasal cavities, rhinitis. When viral rhinitis is present in the nasal cavity, it causes mucosal swelling, narrowing the OMC, which connects the different sinuses, resulting in multisinusitis. This can slow mucociliary clearance, causing mucus stagnation, which gives opportunity for infection to spread through the maxillary sinus. This infection will spread via the OMC to the anterior ethmoidal and frontal sinuses that lie on the same side as the site of infection. Alternatively, if we have a periapical infection above a maxillary molar, the thin bone and mucosa becomes inflamed, and this inflammation not only reduces ciliary action, but also impairs our maxillary ostium, causing odontogenic maxillary sinusitis. Similarly, this infection can then spread through the OMC into the anterior ethmoid cells and towards the frontal sinus. Because the posterior ethmoid and sphenoid drain separately, they're less affected by OMC-related disease. Sinus inflammation causes facial pain or pressure, nasal congestion, thick discharge, and hyposmia.
Clinically, it's worth noting that maxillary sinusitis can mimic pain from the maxillary posterior teeth, and around 30% of maxillary sinusitis cases are odontogenic in origin. Symptoms are said to worsen when bending forward or flying due to pressure changes within sinuses and increased blood flow to the head.